You said shut it down to avoid being blamed. That's right. I can't think of food again. I have to say I'm good. You should be flattered to avoid trouble. People are running around and killing each other. We're wet as rats. Do something good again. You are so handsome. The neighborhood is as busy as ever. That's right, let's go home and eat. I want to eat the tomato stir-fried chicken eggs that Nicolini cooked. The two of them talked and went home. The morning begins again, but the sun shines through the golden leaves. Like autumn leaves, the army went to rescue the animals across the forest to return to the west of the bones, because that noble will accept us Sao. Like we're animals. Mari is still worried. I don't know if that's okay. I see you are still suspicious. Solve your worries for you. Don't worry. The owner is not like the other nobles. Whether human or animal, it's in his Atlantic. Just be able to work is to be able to feed yourself. As we have so many children, we're getting old. Sister, if you have some adults working, that's enough. You're more worried. Afraid it will bring trouble to you. That's right, many of these children are prisoners. I heard you say that because the old man was nervous. Don't worry, Mari, I have grandchildren. As long as we live together, surely everyone will be able to live on. She still used her positive gaze to reassure her. That's right, Mari. I can do things. Feet, hands. The blue-haired prisoner rushed in to make her feel better. Come back and look at me. The two of them looked at each other. Express your words through sympathetic eyes. This time we just need to work together. It certainly won't. Because they are fellow human beings, it is easy to share and understand each other. Everything will be easier to solve if they try together. At the gate of the Atlantic, Sao still hasn't come to what the letter from the pigeon came to. Is it accurate? 3 girls stand in front of the gate, waiting for everyone to come back. Take a little slow with a bunch of kids. To save the wind again to coax peace to come. The Taurus recognized the waking face. My eyes sparkled when I saw them come back. There are too many rabbits. It's a faraway thing to say. It's not going to make an angel's pink face appear. Why can't I see? See the vision of an arrow. You lift up the comforter. Put the comforter on your shoulder. It's like taking your daughter to the market. How do you see that? Look at this scene, and Nicolin couldn't help but laugh. The two of them just laughed. I see the silhouette of people going up the slope. The sun shines through Mexico. Sitting on the shoulder, hands up, welcome everyone back. Peace to the boss. The rescue team returned. So excited to see you again. It's the boss. He's going to pick us up. She gave it to her boss. The nobleman came to the door to welcome us. Why is that? She couldn't believe her eyes. Before now, you all think the nobles are bad playboys. I don't see what. But now there are people with noble names. Stand back and welcome her. Welcome home. The Mexican and the Mexican looked at each other. Smiling sends loving eyes. They both looked at each other and fell into a romantic trap. No one can enter. Both of them have been waiting for this day for a long time. I naturally feel happy. One hand holds Mexico, breaking the warm atmosphere of Kier. I thought I'd just pull over to the side. The room is also empty. Mexican, you're not hurt. Let me see. I feel safe around you. To check on his sister, who touched a hair of yours. Maybe not with this girl. Let me hold you down. Excuse me, Is the baby hungry? Everyone's ready to welcome the new beast. Everyone who took it also became very friendly. Create a sense of comfort that is easy to integrate. Become a master. Marie held the child's hand, awkwardly greeting the exile. She's still timid and afraid, but the wind is smiling very bright. Welcome to the Atlantic City. Like the morning sun, always make people feel warm. Magi looked at the VI. But I want you to say something. Master VI stuck a knife up and bent his head down. Fong seems to have adapted well to this behavior. Should dodge very quickly. We can work to raise these kids. Please don't throw them away. I'm afraid of these young children. Can't do the job. Will not be staying. That's why I'm so honest with you. When did I say I'd kick them out? He sighed helplessly, softly telling her. Your heart is touched by this sweet word. It's not your turn to grow. In the Atlantic City, they're my people. It's my responsibility to feed them well and have a home. Don't argue with me. Liu Fang's words make new animals come. It's quite a surprise, especially Mrs. Magi. I still don't believe there are such good people. Don't worry. I know these kids are coming. So the boss has prepared the place where it came from. I want to tell you about the kindness of God as people. That proves to everyone. Even the savages love these kids so much. Yes, boss. I was moved by these actions. Eyes glitter. Was slowly tearing down. Mexico to rest. Let's go, Nico Lini. Take everyone to the shelter. What's your baby's name? My name is Sumi. The kids also seem to be very adaptable. Come on. Follow me. You take the kids with you. You look no different than a teacher. He's leading his children to explore a new land. Yes, the child is also very obedient. Follow her. She looked at the children, but still can't help but worry. Gil, do you think you've become a trustworthy place? It's hard to say. He looked at her and didn't know how to answer. If anything happens, then you've got to get everyone out now. She looked at you. It reminds you to stay alert. Don't worry, Grandma. He said with a look of responsibility and prestige. Get in the middle of the big city. High-rise, high-class houses, watching each other. Let's see everyone's new house. Nicolin takes everyone to the house they will be in soon. Too big from kids to adults. Everyone is amazed at a house this big. Everyone must be tired. I'll take you to the rest room first. None up. Guide people into the house, so they can prepare to rest. The kids have been surprised ever since. From one place to another. It smells so good. Look at the children who are filled with happiness. Before things far away, it's a beauty they never dreamed of. Why can we be here, Grandma? It's so comfortable here. Warmer than sleeping on hay. Many of the child's words sounded naive. But it makes people sad. Maybe she never knew what happiness was. All of this is not a dream. Murray was moved. I can't believe they were so prepared. A delicious pot of porridge, hot smelly, gets Nicolini brought out. Everybody put your things away. Let's eat. You're happy to bring food for everyone. It smells good. Happy kids running to you. Don't worry. Every one of you has a lot of porridge. You can eat as much as you want. Look at the children, each with a porridge to eat. Make Cho Liu Feng very happy. 3 days later, some of you will be there. Worry all. Even the children in the orphanage have to go into the city. into the city to go to school. I'll pay the tuition fee in advance, give it to you, and then debit it until you're 15 years old. The kids still don't understand. Mouth chewing and looking up at the wind. By the time you're 15, you're adults. Be responsible for yourself. Then make up for it yourself. She stood back in tears, thanking me. Thank you to the master. She knelt down very earnestly. Mrs. Mani, please stand up. I have something to want and help. I was in a hurry to get her up. That's right. I want to be the deputy for this orphan. I'll be in charge of the children's meals. Director for the children. Whether it's humans or animals. Each month's salary is a piece of money, and do you agree? The more you talk, the more you cry. Why are you so good to us? It's not that people hate SAO prisoners. You don't think you'll be treated well by people. That's why he laughed quietly at me. People do the same, and so do confessions. It's all the same. There's no difference. He crossed his arms. Let people know about your life. In this Atlantic city, everyone is equal. Towards the sun. You see the hope of all the people. For Mari and the children. There's a sense of peace. It's safe to be here. Your heart is different, mostly lovely. His goatee eyes appeared again. I have always loved Mexico, and I love it. Into the Atlantic drug floor. Fancy worrying to Egina male fake female. After drinking a cup of coffee. He came out with a full stomach. But it doesn't seem to satisfy his appetite. I heard that there is a chicken belly. Also very delicious. I have to try it tomorrow. Just said. I just imagined a pot of pork belly stuffed with chicken. Hot and delicious. The face only needs to mention that the food is fresh. He's been touching death since he was a kid, wearing it on his hip. The more I fear, the more I see something wrong. Wait this wait. He poured all the money in Ra's pocket. Only a few pennies left. I've been eating this investment drug for a few days. It's out of money. As lightning strikes across the air, where do you think drugs are? Dare to eat there for a few days. Out of money is right. Ina stands in front of the store's employee recruitment announcement. It has become the Atlantic. Recruitment of staff. It's a little dangerous to show up all the time. Slowly read from the recruitment announcement. Recruiting bus staff for shop. It's a 152-year-old, 5-year-old girl. Know a little ritual. 200-month salary is the end. Even though I don't want to show up, the salary of the bar is also very high. We can go back in a month. To spend a long time, they are playful people. If you run out of money, go to work. To continue to disrupt. Please come to SAO to apply. Where did the exiles get their money to visit him? That's right. He startled and turned around. Looks like Egina recognized them. Is that he's become an exile? So come on in. She's involved in opening up the bar, bringing in guests. She laughed and said happily, because a new employee was about to arrive. That's good. Go with 4 people to your house. The tables and chairs are neatly folded. Follow the owner's blueprints and add a few more. Things that people like. Nicolini shyly shows off to everyone. Nicolini is getting better and better. The Lord began to praise you. That's a good teacher. The 59th time the owner praised me. It is humble outside, but inside you come one by one. Maybe I'll just praise you a few more times. You will faint with joy. Haha, is still my buffalo horn in the air. The fisherman ran to stroke his bed. But laugh with pleasure. In terms of your ideas, no one can stop you. That's my lollipop. It's nicer. That's the pizza that looks round. There is no food. She showed off what she had brought to the store. Compared to the bull's horn. And then the two of them started this war again. Half of the eyes don't like each other. I just want to eat the enemy alive. I'm invisible. People are just busy talking. I forgot there are guests here. Do you need to recruit more people? He's waving his hands for nuns, so pay attention to it. What's your name? My name is Igina. He did it again curtly. That makes Licoli quite surprising. Why is this girl talking so weird? Hi, my name is Nicolini. Let's see your abilities first. I told you, Nicolini gave him the job. Try serving first. And so, he started as a waiter. She also looks like a maid. It's because of the delicious rice that he just started working. New guests drink water. Isina brought water to the table and invited everyone to drink. I want 5 large meatball pizzas. I want 6 tomato egg pizzas. 8 of those super big ones, a pizza out on the sign. Me too. People read the names of what they want to eat. They also require large quantities, but he's also very quick, very well documented. 5 large meatball pizzas. 8 PCS of super large tomato egg pizza. 2 pizzas on the sign. Pizza like the one on the sign just can't be. After the recording is done, Mexican is turning to walk into the kitchen. Everybody's paying attention to this girl. Not simple. So you seem to notice something unusual about yourself. To know the etiquette. Intonation. Little talk is not a normal family. Just a few small actions that people can judge raw. The man he is. Master, do you need me to investigate? It's like a natural reflex. Always want to solve unanswered questions. You don't have to worry about it. A reminder to everyone. Let's try to process the ingredients now. Nico, give him a new assignment. I'm also happy to pick up the knife. I can hear the vegetables for a while. Then throw it up. Make everything fly out of bounds. Just for a moment, Collet looked at one shot and could cut continuously. The crisscrossing diagonal lines are intertwined. Looks pretty skillful, but Nico's face is frozen. In front of you is a mess. I thought it would be like the chef movie. Just a few cuts. It can fit on a plate. But now look at the tomatoes. The rest of it fell around. Nicolini only knows how to laugh, except, or try kneading the dough. I said, give me another mission. A bag of rice is placed on the table. Irani gives a fisting and tossed it into the sky and startled you. The neighborhood stop. You're trying to stop his work from happening. He threw fists of flour all around 4. It's not SAO either. I'm sure that group of people can do it. Nicole rushed to stop her. But before I could get out, a fire broke out. Let him out. I don't know if he's alive or dead, but I can make it big. Who are you? Let's look at the 2 types of people. They also become empty of words. I'm Irani. Don't look at me. One of them replied innocently. Some people cry in front of their crush. You don't know when the fire started, but let some stuff go around like that will cause SAO explosion. So we have to compensate SAO. If you hire me, I will pay the debt. He seems to recognize the serious resistance problem. That's why I said that. If you go into the kitchen, I'm afraid I'll never see the boss again. If Igina doesn't fit in the kitchen, but writes, then take charge of the register with the register. If the boss says so, Nico Lini also accepted. Listen to. Igina took Nico's hand and said, I'll try. And then both of you are officially working in a flamboyant fashion. Do your best, my boss. I also want to apply. Because she also rushed to apply. You made me quite surprised. I don't want to go to work. To carry something for the children in the orphanage. Oh, I'm not welcome. Keep your face close to your face. Her eyes and voice changed. They look more threatened. Just like you. To be a teacher in Atlantic City, to be a teacher. It seems that Vi also used to love this job. That's why your eyes are so sparkling. Primary school into the Atlantic. Human Kai profile. The nature of relativism. The teacher's educational voice to the students. Emanating from elementary school. Currently, the school uses old rooms. Waiting for next spring. Finished the new school. The kids can move there. People come to visit the school. What's the problem with illiteracy that kids learn? 3 Dead Business. It's one of my hometown's first books. Save Fang. A moment to forget to advertise your hometown. And she thought. Studying as hard as, I'm sure these students are very good. That's the prisoner's mind. Always so naive. Ha ha ha, I am General Vu. Take a look at my Dragon Ball. A kid with a cleft lip is holding Let Me Play. In the back. It's with some saboteurs playing a fighting game. Here bandits can't run in the face of the storm. They're like a bunch of enemies. He knows the power of destruction. That makes me want to take back my words. Okay, I'm going to be your captain. Not to dance. I can still kill another 300 rounds. These are the students I have to teach SAO to. She's worried about the future, teaching the kids later. I just thought I was helpless. Go to where the kids are playing. To become a master. The kids are breaking up and seeing the wind break down. Which one? He also dropped all his tools and ran to me. Hi kids, it makes me nervous. The owner came today to tell the 3 kingdoms. I still want to hear about the dance. Last time I told you about General Wu, I thought Zhang Fei was gone. Just kill the robber. Okay, sit down first. The kids just met Liu Feng. I asked you to tell me the story. I can't believe this naughty reminder. Listen to the owner again. The girl. I can't imagine this attitude of the kids. Today, before telling the story, let me introduce you to a new teacher. He stood on the podium and spoke to the children. Her name is Vi Vi. You can call her Vi Vi. She'll teach you how to tell stories later. You must obey. Don't be disorderly. You hear me? Listen to you introduce them. But she also felt anxious. Because the kids were so mean. That's why you can't stay calm. Yes, the Lord's voice, yes, is too high. Higher than you need half a long year. That's beautiful, the children's words of praise. It makes you more nervous. Stay by today and watch me teach them. Later learn my way is to be yes. You listen to the rebels. Today we're going to tell an even better story. 3 Kingdoms interpretation. The stories are called. The eyes of some of the children lit up. Just need to hear the story is that their behavior changes very quickly. Western travel. Now I'm telling them a new story. But it's familiar to us. Once upon a time it was old. Huanglai country in the east winds God Zhou. There's a big mountain there called the Painted Flower. There's a rock up there. How to tell your story makes it easy for kids to get involved. Everyone is listening carefully to the story. Suddenly, one day, the sound of the god stone exploded, and out of it flew a monkey. The story is also very interesting, enthusiastic, and full of emotions. Asian from a distance watching the boss. It's true that anything can be done. Who saved the wind? It always emits positive energy. It makes people jealous. Clear blue sky. The rustling kir trees. To create a scene here. It looks so peaceful and poetic. Whether human or animal. When they die, they go to a place called the landlord. To do bad things, they will be sent to 18 levels of hell. The two brothers are impermanent. To drag that monkey to hell. It's getting more and more dramatic. The performance of Liu Feng more and more worthy of international recognition. The neighborhood seems to tell a very long story. So the moon's voice tries Nicolini hands holding water bottles. Straight ahead. A French girl gives me something in her mouth. Master, drink. Then quickly tell. The sudden act made him shiver again. Next, if you want to know the story, please follow the following. While everyone is waiting for you to talk. Then he makes them have people. The AI's face is also full of regret. You must listen to the sermon. Then we'll say Covid. Next post. Let's hear it. The wind is soft and binds the children. You have to do your homework every time. Miss, we will listen. The boy looked meekly and listened to the wind. It's also a way to keep kids close. VI more. 100,000 soldiers of heaven. The monkeys in the mountain must do something. Sun Wu will not defeat the enemy. Protects the paint. The sunset is down, people move out. The two girls kept talking about the ending. Of the two of you exactly. As if to ask further. About the previous story. What about the monkey trap after that? That's right, boss. You reveal a little. Tell us a little bit in advance, will you? Looks like two kids asking for their mom's candy. All right, I'll write the story in the back and leave it in the library. Go read it yourself tomorrow. You are powerless with these two. Good to read it tomorrow. They both hugged me and made my face red. I was surrounded by girls all day. But just to be hugged, you can also be swayed. Thank you, boss. When people are having fun, it's fun. Seems a little sad. You seem to have something to say. The master of her words interrupted the earlier joke. I can be a real teacher. I'm afraid I won't be as good as my boss. Your hands are clasped together. There are very few writers in the Atlantic City. I can be a teacher less. You are both literate and patient. It will definitely do better than me. What's more, if you let Vaya teach those kids. Everything I say to you carries positive energy. Not only dry consolation, it also gives you more confidence. Then the back of the Atlantic. You'll no longer discriminate against animals. Then out. That's why I want you to be a teacher. Mexico also looked in with gentle ICA. The great boss just hugged you and took a picture. It is true that the beauty of opportunity always seizes every opportunity. Your boss started to get emotional again that day. Thank you, boss. Use your hands to remind you. I'm in a hurry. It's true that rabbits are cute. The sun is up. The white clouds are hovering, like a flock of sheep grazing. The sun's shining so bright. The air is pleasant. Suddenly, there's that AI sigh. Tu Ra is the purple-haired two-horned Niu. Today, the girl is wearing a brown shirt. Wired in front of the chest, She had a pretty little tie on her neck. Girl with hot body. Sitting with his back against the wall. He's still holding a loaf of bread in his mouth. Girl's eyes closed. Put your hands behind your head to see if you're thinking about something. Sitting next to her was the weasel girl. It's got 2 round ears and a striped tail. She's holding a bread in her hand. But not in a hurry to eat. She asked the purple-haired Disney sister. What are you doing? The Taurus girl releases the bread held in Ra's mouth. Back of the neck. It's nothing. It's just boring. The little weasel heard Disney complaining. Suddenly, I thought of a way. She held up her finger to show that she had a good way. She told Disney. Then you can also find a job. For example, making a teacher like you. Little girl innocently says to be a teacher. Disney heard about being a teacher. In my head, I rejoice. A teacher, big, tall, athletic. They're fighting for the kids. No words flying from the side. Why is it possible? No, I can't be a teacher. I think she knows me better than anyone. The weasel suggested another job. So you cook. Looks like there's a chef on the floor. Come on, Disney girl. I found myself in a chef's outfit. As white as 2 pointed horns pierced through a hat. A pan-handle keyer broke the bottom of the pan. Disney said again. It doesn't seem to be that. Suggestions continue to be given, not to be. Disney replied frankly. Picking is not a business. It's not a business. A lot of suggestions were made. It doesn't seem to fit. Tired Disney lay on the floor, sighing. The weasel-tailed girl asked again. Disney, do you have any talent? The Taurus girl frowned, thinking. A moment later she thought, what's your forte? Your face is happy. You get up and say it out loud. Fighting awesome fighting forte. Do what is appropriate to fight. Little girl face down sad. There's no job for you. Stop, thief. Here, stop. We are the guards. Voices coming from below the street. New girls look out. Down the street, it's a person on his shoulder carrying something. Inside, Ra seems to be a thief. There are uniformed guards. Black and blue are chasing. You can see that all 3 guards are animals. People who are walking the streets. Panicked, no one dared to steal to help the police. Not run. The guards continued to chase and shout. The thief along the way, he caught a girl on the street. He put a knife to her neck and threatened everyone. Don't come over here or I'll kill her. He said the 5-year-old's hand is very active. The girl was too scared to cry out for help. Before the situation, suddenly, the guards stopped, unable to act. The guard with the number 05 asked. Guard 001. What is the captain doing? The captain's face was confused. Tell the members of the guard. Drill, take action. The first is the principle of the guard. We must protect the interests of the people. The captain just finished. Suddenly, a shadow fell from above. Clench the punch back. The shape of the Taurus girl. Put a light on the thief's head. Makes him want your child. The chance of the girl being caught. Make the baby quickly escape out. The thief lay on the ground bleeding. Disney stands next to rubbing his hands. Only one punch knocked out the thief. In fact, The power of the cow does not need to be. Discuss. The police officer watched the girl defeat the thief. Free the hostage. It's amazing and admirable. Too good at the police. The director is sitting behind a table. 2 guards on both sides. Taurus girl with purple hair and mink tail. Stand in front. Opposite the chief is talking to the Taurus girl. The witch doctor talked to me this morning. I hear you're healthier than me. Martial arts is very good. The danger saved a girl. He gave praise. Disney is a little shy. Scratch your head, scratch your ears. Oh, he's so complimented. Then suddenly, the director made an offer. Or you go to the guards. Can I be a company captain? The guard is not 01 standing next to his head. He seems to agree with the director's opinion. Indeed, if you had this superpowered girl as your guard, people would be very peaceful. Purple-haired girl. I was surprised by the director's suggestion. I asked the captain of the guard. The director is right. They want to take the army out of the city. Security in the city will be the police department we're in. It's a time when our department is lacking talent. The chief has blonde hair and blue eyes, speaking in very good faith. Listen to the director. The Taurus girl was delighted. She ran straight to the desk where the chief was sitting. One hand raised his fist excitedly. As captain, the guards are fighting every day. Right? The strength of the Taurus girl. Make the guards die. Before, the innocence is the childish part of the Niu girl. The police chief only laughed. Then slowly explain. Tool. The primary responsibility of the security guard is to protect security in the city and the property of the people. Of course, if you're dealing with people who don't obey the law, we can use force against them. British guard does 01 screaming. You've got to get there. We really need you. The Taurus girl replied, you can listen. So Disney gladly accepted. Captain of the guard. It's also quite suitable for her. The weasel-tailed girl was happy to shout it out loud. Disney also has a job. At the gate of the Atlantic City. On a car ride. A bunch of people are talking to each other. A man in a wide-brimmed hat, wearing the uniform of the Atlantic City. A well-dressed man. I mean, Peter, why did you even think about coming here? We should go to Lima. The city there is also very busy. Maybe get some news of white-haired girl love. A person with an obese face. There is a mole on the face next to the chin. He's talking to the well-dressed man. Hold your breath. If you are a wanted criminal, you're on a bounty. Then you'll go to the big cities. Or hiding in small cities. Someone else has bad hair and wrinkled skin. On his cheeks dotted with age spots said, I'm sure the big cities eat a lot of good food. Fat man on the face with a mole joking. They laughed happily together. The man with the dirty hair said it was you. This city has taken in animals. So the ability to love white-haired women here is very high. In short, the brainstorming is for you. Let's go into the city first. I can smell the food. Fat man with a mole on his chin. It is true that fat is often hungry. 2 men get off the wagon. The guards are checking. He asked 2 people how they first came to Atlantic City. Is a business traveler or a job seeker? The 2 of them are fat. A thin man replied in unison. As a tourist. The guard gave them the book of the Atlantic. Turn around and say, Okay, this book has an introduction to Atlantic City.